Take responsibility. Top 3 reasons why it is the first best step to reinvent yourself. Responsibility is never given, it is taken. And when you choose to take responsibility, all doors open and you get a totally different life and no one can get in your way. This beautiful quote from Seth Godin was my wake-up call. Being responsible is accepting that a mistake was made, identifying the mistake and rectifying it. This shows that you have refused the victim or scapegoat mindset. You're looking for a way forward. Being responsible is about being positive and solution focused. Taking responsibility for your mistakes is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of supreme confidence. In this video, I am going to give you the top 3 reasons why taking responsibility is the first best step to reinvent yourself. Reason number 1, I accept that I have a problem, but I know there is a solution and it depends on me because it is within me. This means I know that I made a mistake and I am confident enough to know that I can rectify it. Once I figured this out, it was an aha moment for me because I realized that where I found myself was just my current address and not my final destination. This increased my willpower because I just had to dig deep within to find answers. Plus, I was willing to own my scars so that I could help others heal theirs. No one is perfect. Life is not a permanent smooth sail. Sometimes we fail, but we must trust our get-up because we always have the ability to bounce back if we choose to. We can learn from every outcome. In fact, life will be better if we learn from every outcome, good or bad, because there is always room for improvement. And how did I do mine? I love writing, and so I wrote down all the major challenges I had encountered and all the things I had failed in. I pinpointed the part that was my contribution. And for each item, I did an in-depth analysis to identify the things I could have done differently to get a better outcome. For example, for my failed second marriage, I identified that I saw many red flags but ignored them, hoping that they would be fixed in the course of the relationship. I had failed to apply the lessons from my first marriage. Friends, red flags at the beginning do not disappear during the relationship. In fact, they just grow worse. Or we quickly get tired of trying to close our eyes on them. After going through these reasons one by one, I burned the pages and flushed the ashes in running water on a rainy day. This meant that I had no traces of my mistakes and that my life had become a blank page on which I was ready to rewrite my life story, an edition that had nothing but my best version. Then I went to reason number 2, forgive yourself. One of the most crucial benefits of self-forgiveness is it improves your self-image. You learn self-compassion and you naturally boost your self-esteem. Forgiving myself has helped me to maintain positive productivity, which is really helping me to reach my goals. I had to learn and practice how to forgive myself. Science says it reduces the risk of anxiety and depression. But to me, I needed to let go of the feelings and emotions associated with what went wrong. I also understood that it was only through forgiving myself that I could let go of any resentment or anger. Ultimately, this requires for you to make a conscious decision and act upon it. Because most times it is easier for us to forgive others, but we find it hard to forgive ourselves. We have to be more compassionate with ourselves to get through forgiveness. How I did it? I owned my mistakes. I learned that by owning my mistakes, I was taking power back from the mishap and could now redirect that energy to a new beginning. It took me 6 months of daily speaking to myself with compassion, asking for permission to step away without guilt or feeling like I was running away from my problems. I gave myself permission to process the mistake and learn to deal with it in a healthy way. The first 3 months were quite challenging. I had doubts about whether I deserved to be forgiven. I had to draw from my Christian teaching, which reminded me of God's unconditional love for me. It was particularly difficult because I had to turn off the negative thoughts and feelings of blame and shame. I believe in the power of forgiveness. I don't know what you believe in, but I'm sure you know that forgiveness liberates. I was very focused and kept reminding myself that self-forgiveness can be difficult, but it is always achievable. This was something I had to focus on and follow to the end to allow me to move to my next level. I knew the mistakes at hand. This was the only way I could be liberated from my past, and I was convinced that my past had no place in the future I was building. I also listened to a lot of gospel music. Remember the saying, when you are hurting, you hear the lyrics. Otherwise, you listen to the rhythm. I actually heard the rhythm. I actually heard the lyrics. I'm lucky to speak English, French, and Spanish, so I had endless variety. Being able to switch from one language to the other was very helpful. Sometimes I would listen to the same song in the different languages. Yes, each time the impact will be different, and this was very helpful. Have you ever done something that you regretted? You are not alone. In fact, you are in the company of, let's see, how many people are there on the planet? Yes, the reality is that we all fail sometimes. We do wrong things or selfish things. Thus, the importance of self-forgiveness. Extending mercy to ourselves when we mess up and fail to live up to our own ideals. Perfection is only of the gods, and we are mere mortals. Each person has a story, and empathy enables us to meet every person in their story. This brings us to reason number 3, why taking responsibility is the most important step to any reinvention story. Reason number 3, give yourself permission to dream again. Yes, we always look to others or outside events to give us the permission we need to make a decision to go to our next level or even to love ourselves. The truth is, this is not sustainable because we easily lose momentum. Meanwhile, giving yourself permission means you are freeing yourself from perfectionism and owning your own life. You want to trust yourself and be committed to yourself, which shows that you are ready and willing to take action to bring your best version. In a way, you are taking the driver's seat and in control of your destination, which means you no longer need outside permission from people to validate you or determine your worth. In simple terms, this implies that you are giving the world notice that you are ready to play full out and become your best self. God will send you the problem you need that will teach you the lesson. To receive the lesson, you must be willing to learn from your mistakes. And accepting your mistakes takes courage. The courage to take massive action and remain committed and consistent. And we all know that all the successful people out there are committed and consistent. If you are willing to take that first step to use the pain that life's experiences have inflicted upon your spirit, which actually transcended physical pain in many instances, and you are ready to use the lessons from that pain as a tool in becoming your best version, DM me on IG for a free clarity call in the link below this video. So far, we have seen what we get when we take responsibility and accept that we have a problem. We know the benefits of owning our mistakes. The value will increase when you forgive yourself, and how we can become unstoppable when we forgive ourselves and give ourselves permission to blossom. Many amazing things happen. I will share just two in this video. Number one, you become more self-confident, which gives you the power to make your life better. A wise person said, "The willingness to take responsibility for one's own life is the source from which self-respect springs." When you see things from this perspective, you begin to see how powerful and influential you can be. And that is when it becomes clear to you that you can achieve whatever you want as long as you choose and implement the correct actions. Remember, action is the prescription for success. Number two, you feel a sense of achievement, a deep sense of accomplishment. These are the results you get when you are willing to take on an honest look at how you might be contributing to your problems. Now, it becomes clear to you that when you change yourself, the world around you changes, which is a great power to possess. All of this is happening because you realized that the common denominator in all your problems is you. You accepted the reality that you have some responsibility in the situation and in the decisions that you make. At this point, true growth finally begins and new opportunities arise. You experience better relationships. Above all, you are your own driver and you get to choose the direction you want. This also comes with the pride of knowing that you are now living in your purpose. And never stop reminding yourself that only you can save you and that you are your own rescue. For example, visualize the people who run a marathon. They are the ones running the race. From time to time, they run past bystanders, cheering and giving them water to cool down, but they have to run the race themselves. I am your friend for your new journey to the best part of your life. Remember, I do not have a magic solution. I am only your guide into self-discovery so that you can unlock inbuilt answers and become your best version. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to DM me on IG in the link below for a free clarity call. Cheers. I will see you in the next video.